All right, we're going to be doing an experiment, and our youngest son wanted to get in turkey hunting, and so my family was not turkey hunters. We deer hunters, squirrel hunters, fishermen. We started trapping. We've done a lot of different things, but we've never went turkey hunting. So that's nothing, we didn't grow up doing that. So this year I've had to learn how to do it just from trial and error. So we've had fun. We haven't connected on turkey yet, but we're having fun. And I ordered these parts. It kind of makes a kit basically from Crossroads Game Calls, and they have an eBay storefront. And so the first time I actually used Crossroads Game Calls, I got a grunt call kit. And basically it comes with the parts, and it has like a tube that's unfinished, or you can get it finished, either way. But I got it unfinished, and you end up kind of sanding it down, and you put a finishing coat on it and things like that. And then you assemble it all, and you have a grunt call. Well, it was pretty neat because I called in the oldest buck I've ever killed. It was aged at, they said it was at least 7.5 years old. And so that was pretty awesome. And I ended up calling, I think the guy's name's Randall. I ended up calling him and talking to him at Crossroads Game Calls, and just kind of telling him, because I thought it was pretty neat. And because they're all the way in Pennsylvania, I believe, and I'm in Alabama. So it was pretty neat to see as far as the grunt tube working here on our deer as well as Pennsylvania. So they sell these pot call kits. Like this is a glass sounding board, and it came all, nicely packaged and everything. I've taken it out, but it came all nicely packaged and wrapped up tight because USPS almost destroyed the box, but he had this packaged so nicely, and it didn't get damaged at all. I'm surprised, but I ended up with a glass sounding board is what I chose, and then a slate top, and then this is as far as the pot, but looks good. So we're gonna try to put it together. From what I've seen, a lot of people use E6000, and so I'm just going to take some, put some glue here on the thing called the pedestal. We're going to put it here, and then put the sounding board on, try to make it best I can, try to make it evenly spaced from the walls, and then I'm just going to let it dry. Let's see. Oh, this is a striker. It's an Osage striker. I got it from Crossroads Game Calls too. It's got this little flare tip on it. I've never used one of these with the flare tip, so we're gonna try it out. It's trial and error anyways. It's just a fun experiment. So let's see. I'm sure this E6000 has some type of applicator tip or something that I didn't see it in the packaging. I may have missed it, but I'm gonna use this screwdriver. Just see if this will be a little bit better applicator. I know on the shoulder when I do the slate, I'm gonna have to be fine with it. It just comes out such a mess. We got fairly close to one bird, heard it gobbling, very close to us, and I didn't do something right, I'm sure, because the next time I heard it, it was going the other way, and then I heard it again, and it was further away, and so, but we've had fun. We went this morning, and just on some public land here, and it was me and our oldest son this time. He hadn't went yet with me. I had taken our youngest son, and because he's the one that initially wanted to do it anyways. And so we'd taken our oldest son today, and we went out and didn't hear anything gobbling, no gobbles that we heard today. And then went to this spot to where I had seen turkey signs, seen scratching tracks, all those things I was looking for in an area that I'm familiar with from deer hunting. And we get in there, cross this deep kind of ravine, go up a bench, and I told him, I said, as soon as we get up on this bench, I said, we'll sit down and we'll do a locator call and just see if we can hear one gobble. And so we got up on the bench and I hit an owl call. And man, I didn't even get the call put up. And the leaves were really wet. It was kind of like misty this morning, just real damp and humid and almost a misty kind of rain. And it was a coyote, full speed running, came in straight to us. We weren't even ready. We were sitting, our son was sitting on a log, and I just had the shotgun leaned up against a tree because I was half trying to catch my breath from the gain in elevation, and then I had just hit the owl call. So I was kind of trying to catch my breath from that. And I just had the shotgun leaned up against a tree. And we heard just a sound in the wet leaves. Well, it was a coyote dead out sprint to us. And so when I see him, I asked him, I said, do you want me to shoot him? And so I reached out, tried to grab the shotgun. As the coyote, he gets within 10 yards of us. He's full speed and everything's green in the woods. You can't see very well. The most you can see in that area is maybe 30 yards because it's just thick. And he came in and stopped. Right on the other side, there was a log that was laid over from the tree that had blown down, was rotted. He stopped at the other side of that log and was looking right at us. And so I reached to grab the shotgun, and he takes off. I try to make a noise and get him to stop. He stops. He's probably 40 yards out. And so I shoot him with a shotgun, but through the woods, it was not a fatal shot, but he'll live to see another day. But it was pretty intense for a second. We were, our son, he was pretty excited, and we had never had that happen. So that was pretty exciting and intense and a good memory for sure. So what I've done, I just applied the E6000 adhesive, put it on there, and the sounding board is small, and I can't remember. I don't have the sheet, but I can't remember the measurements of these. But the Slate is, of course, it's going to be larger because it's going to go around the rim here on the shoulder, and the sounding board is smaller. So I glued one call that had broken with this E6000, and I just took a water bottle pretty much and set on top of it on the Slate on a different call. But this one, the sounding board's smaller, so on this one, I'm just going to set this can of tomato paste on it. And I've already pressed down on it, so I'm just going to leave this can of tomato paste, just let it sit here, and then probably let it dry for a few hours, kind of set up. And then I'm going to come back and I'll finish gluing on the Slate, put it on, and I'll probably let it sit overnight. We'll see how it does. All right, I'll let it sit overnight. Okay. I'm going to take some more of this. going to apply it around the rim, the shoulder here.
Pot, as far as the wood, it's called Purple Heart. So it looks pretty cool looking. Okay.
I'm just trying to eyeball it as far as distance from the slate to the wood. It looks like it's pretty close. Okay. All right. I can clean up some more. That looks pretty close. All right. So I've got the glass soundboards in there. Now I've got my slate. Just gonna take this. Put this can on here. This is a little heavier. There we go. All right. So we'll let that sit for a while. It's just a can of wall spray, but it's a little heavier than that small can. So we'll let it sit, cure up, and we'll see how. All right, so I'll let the glue cure, and I've been tinkering with it. And so with me being a beginner, this is kind of, you just keep that in mind. I'm just a novice on this. I think it sounds pretty good. I'm learning this. This is our first year, so we're just learning the ropes on this. This is a fun little project, and go to Crossroad Game Calls, and you can look at all the supplies they sell. They've got anything you want to make a turkey pot call. I think they may have box call material as well, but they also have deer calls. So if you're not interested in this, but if you know a hunter and they've got everything, then this may be an inexpensive gift you can get them, because they have grunt calls, like a deer grunt call kit on there. You can buy it, and the barrel, you can buy the barrel or the tube finished or unfinished. And if you buy it unfinished, then you can sand it down and you can stain it however you like to and finish it out however you like to. Or you can buy them finished and you just assemble them together and you got a call. Anyways, they sell kits for turkey calls, deer calls. Again, I called in the oldest deer that was aged at 7.5 with one of their grunt calls. So I'm a fan of them. It was pretty expensive. I think the grunt call kit was like $12 or $13. And this pot call, you can spend whatever you want to. I got the glass sounding board underneath, and I got the slate the surface here on top. And the heartwood pot. And so you can get whatever materials and spend however much you want on it. This Osage Striker with a flared tip, you can buy these finished or unfinished as well. So it's pretty creative and it's kind of inexpensive. If you want to get a hunter a gift and they've already got everything, maybe give this a shot, see if they like this. But to me, it was a pretty fun experiment, and I'm looking forward. We've only got just a couple weeks left of the season, so I'm looking forward to taking it out and giving it a shot. You know, I may get lucky and run into a gobbler that wants to cooperate, or come in range of the shotgun. So, but anyways, this is good. Crossroad Game Calls. I bought all this with my own money. I just think they make a good product and they sell some kits, and it's a fun experiment. It's definitely a fun project, and I'm learning more and more about them. So maybe one day we'll be able to close the deal on turkey. But y'all have a good day.